Y'all, I was looking up the concept of tipping in America, how it began. It dates all the way back to the 1850s and 1860s. That's when the tradition started. Because it was wealthy people, they would tip for superb service.
So the Richies started that.
Yeah, they really did. They wanted to seem aristocratic. They were actually kind of copying Europeans. So that began like Civil War times.
Where?
European what?
European.
What? Okay, so we're doing a tipping topic because a lot of people these days are complaining that I didn't even get a tip for this. And others like, I didn't even know I was supposed to tip you. And then many of us have been stuck in that weird position where the person flips the iPad around and says, can you make a choice and give me your autograph? That's how they tell you, give me a tip.
You didn't do anything.
Somebody texted. I remember this where you put your dog up for a night at one of the places. Those
Boarding.
Yeah, doggy daycare.
They did one night and they got the dog and then they flipped it around and then said, would you like to tip? And they're like, well, am I supposed to tip for that?
Yeah. Okay. So
Is that
that's
part
what
of the
we're
price?
asking.
So it's like
The dog is in
What
a
do we
crate
tip?
like 19 hours a day.
It says here the number one place where Americans forget to tip but should always leave at least $3 is in the hotel for your housekeepers.
I've never done that.
You don't tip the housekeepers?
I think I've done it one time.
I only do
Maybe
it at
twice.
an Airbnb where they have hired a little service to come through.
Why an Airbnb versus a hotel?
You know, I feel like the hotel is paying their folks nicely and outright, and it's all, regimented. But an Airbnb, they found some little, abuelita service who works with her daughter.
Do you put it in an envelope or do you just leave it on the dresser?
Well,
Yeah, because I know the owner's not taking the cash and never.
somebody's
going to
see that and they're like, ooh, look at that's for me.
I have seen a lot of times an envelope left there for me to place the money into.
I've never
Oh.
seen that, but honestly,
So they're
Special K,
pressuring you
I
to
would think
tip.
the opposite.
Yes.
I feel like if they hired the housekeeping service, they're getting that flat fee themselves, as opposed to housekeepers. According to this article, it says it's $1 per person per day in your hotel room, a minimum of $3 to $5 per day for your hotel.
Or you just tip the first day.
housekeepers.
It's like a bartender. You tip them big the first time. That
Yep.
way you get the good service
Is
the
that
rest of the
right?
night.
All right,
Yep.
Madison's up first at 713-390-KRBE. You tell us what you do. We're going to see if that is tip worthy. Hi, Madison. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Madison. So what is it you do for a living?
I was a barista about a month ago, but I started as a medical assistant now.
Okay.
But when I was a barista at Starbucks, tipping culture was very big, but me and my coworkers, and 9 times out of 10, a lot of people feel this way, it is not necessary to tip. We all believe that it was just a way for corporate to not pay their employees as much because they rely on our customers to tip us, when I feel like that's not right. I feel like corporate companies should be able to pay you enough a livable wage
You're
where
right.
you don't have to rely on
You're right.
Wow,
true.
so you're
They
saying you
basically
don't
these
feel
big
bad if you
companies-
don't tip at Starbucks is what you're saying.
Sam, there you
Madison.
go.
Don't feel bad, but I will say this. We did have a lot of regulars that we did go above and beyond. Like, I would see someone walk in who came in on a regular basis
Mm-hmm.
and already had their drink ready, and they really loved that. And so they would always leave us like
Oh,
$1
I
or
would
two.
definitely tip you for that. If you saw me coming and you already had my drink ready, I would definitely tip you for that.
Yeah, like you're a regular.
One more real
Love
quick
that.
question
Yeah.
about the tip level of Starbucks. What about, are you treated the same if you're the Starbucks employee inside the grocery store versus the Starbucks employee in an actual Starbucks? Is that different? Like, should we tip them more than we should tip you?
Probably less pressure in the grocery
I
store.
feel so. Fun fact about Starbucks that are inside of like Targets and Kroger's. They're owned by Target and Kroger. They're
Okay.
not owned by Starbucks.
Right.
So
They just train them to
they're
do the
similar.
coffee.
Yeah, they're similar, but there is a lot of big differences. I would say it's honestly the same. Like, either way about tipping, if you feel like they go above and beyond for you, then yeah, go ahead and leave them a nice little tip to let them know that their work is appreciated. But if they're just doing their job and they got you your coffee and nothing exciting happened, then just pay for your drink and go.
So
Got it.
basically what
All
you're
right,
saying
Maddie,
is
thank
we're
you.
helping these big companies get even more profits because they don't pay their employees and the employees rely on us to pay them.
That's what sucks when you got to rely on the customer.
And did we address this? Are they actually getting that $1 or $2 that you hit the button on, or is that going to the company and
skim?
allegedly split up between them at the end of the
Oh,
week?
yeah.
no.
Are you splitting the tips on the app? If you tip on the app, I guess the app gets
Does it go
updated
directly
now?
to you or do you have to split it in a pot?
So whenever it comes to like the tips that you can leave on your mobile app, those do get split between the people who work that shift. I'm not exactly sure how. Like, my manager used to show me like how it works. But depending on the time of day that they left the tip, the people who were working that shift, it gets split between them. So if like someone comes in the morning and leaves a tip, the night people aren't going to see it. But vice versa, someone at night tips, the morning people won't see it. I used to work a lot of like 4 a.m. to 10 o'clock shifts.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a tough one
and
there.
that was like our busiest time. And that was actually like our peak times where we got a lot of tips.
So really the only way to like make sure the money gets to you in person is to hand them cash.
Yeah.
I guess so. But then don't they still have to put that in the tip jar? And then
Who has
split
cash
that?
nowadays?
All right, we're asking if you're just tuning into the
Right.
Roula and Ryan show. We're
And
asking
everything's
about
on an app.
Yeah, everything's on an app now. We're asking, what is your job, and do you expect a tip? Do you expect a tip, and are we supposed to tip?
Or you tell us the job,
We're
and we'll be
gonna-
like, maybe
we're
you
gonna
should
be
get a tip for that. Like a teacher,
Yeah.
I think a teacher should get a tip.
Yep.
Well,
They do
isn't that what the
parent
Christmas
night?
gift is called,
Yeah.
or the holiday gift that you're giving them? Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Bribe a
happy
grade.
spring. Or okay, Joshua's up next. Thanks for calling, Madison. Joshua's up next. Joshua, hi. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan show. What do you do for a living?
So I'm the guy that does your oil change whenever you go to either a Take 5 or a Jiffy Lube, or whenever you bring your car back to the dealership to get an oil change. I'm the guy that does that.
Ooh,
Okay,
Oh, wait,
so
are we supposed to tip that person?
we're a jury
we're
here. Let's-
hiring
let's
you
decide.
for a
Tipping jury.
service. Why are we supposed to tip that?
No, we walk into a store, and that is the job.
What do you guys
are
say?
supposed to do. I've never tipped the Jiffy Lube
This
guy.
conversation makes me so uncomfortable. The amount of hate I feel like we're gonna get.
No, we're
for
giving education,
responses.
Sam.
I mean, honestly,
because if we
why-
don't know if
My
this-
oil change is so expensive.
Right,
dude,
Sam,
for
so
my-
the
Why
question
should we be
is- hold on.
tipping him?
The question is,
'Cause he's the
we
one
are
doing the
not
work.
tipping. Are we supposed to be? This is
Yeah.
what we're trying to
We're
learn.
the jury. We say no. I say
Joshua,
no.
we don't think we're supposed to tip you. Do you expect
Well,
a tip?
okay, so I've gotten tips. I used to work at Jiffy Lube, and I've gotten tips before. Now, the reason you should tip me, the guy who does the oil change, is usually you speak to a service advisor, and they're the guy that sells you the oil change, a tire rotation, or maybe they're going to try to sell you filters.
That dirty
So
filter
they're
from the
guys
back that they're saying
sit-
is yours?
Yeah, it's not even
And it's
the
not
same
actually
car.
yours? Saw that scam. Okay,
No,
yes.
so
So your
they're the
service
guys
agent.
that sit in the AC the whole time, but I'm the guy that's actually under your hood, because most people drive around all day and then they'll come in with a hot hood
Oh,
and
that's true.
hey, do my oil change.
But
and
aren't
then
you
we gotta
paid to do
drain
this
hot
service? Like, I mean, aren't
You're
you
getting
paid
a-
by the company?
Yeah, that's the job, right? It's not work for
oil.
tips.
Yeah, you are. You are paid by the company, and I'm not saying you should always tip them, but I've been tipped by a few people on and off just because they see that, hey, this guy's actually
That's true.
doing the oil change.
But how do we
And
get
it's
He's actually
114
working.
degrees
Yeah, how do you
outside.
do that? Walk back into the shop
Yeah,
and
because a lot
say,
of times
here's
they
some money?
They bring the car around, or you just get in the car and you go.
Well,
Yeah,
the
where
dude
do
who
I
gives
see
you
that?
the car is probably the
The
guy
other
who
guy,
did the
that's usually the
service.
guy that is in the air conditioning.
But Jiffy Lube's really tiny, though. It's like a drive-through. It's like a really
It
small
is.
building.
Wait, let's Joshua answer that question. How do we get you, Joshua, the oil changer, to get the tip? How do we actually interact with you?
A lot of people watch their cars. So at the dealership, some people will sit or stand in front of the bay. So where we drive out, they'll watch us work on their car.
That's a lot of pressure.
Same with Jiffy Lube. It is a lot of pressure, but it's not that bad. So a lot of people will just come up straight up to you and be like, "Hey, here you go," and then they'll just give you a tip outright without even.
Are they hoping that you're going to
Karen.
somehow do it faster?
Well, who knew?
That's at the
I
end.
guess so. I mean, it's hard enough when people are watching you do it because you're working, and then you got the person's car that you're working on watching you do it, making
Yeah.
sure you don't scratch it or whatever. And then some people are really picky about it.
Okay. So here's what we learned. If
Yeah.
you're just tuning in, Joshua says he, as the oil changer, appreciates a tip because he's
But
doing the
as
hard work in the heat.
The Roula and Ryan tip jury.
I
what
say
do we
they do not deserve
I
a
say
tip.
no tip.
That is a job you're
I don't
hired
want
to
to say they
perform a
don't
service.
deserve.
I'm not saying deserve
it.
No,
it.
they're
I'm
saying
saying
don't
no.
feel obligated to
I'm
do
not-
it.
yeah.
It's a per instance situation.
Yes.
Well, now
Okay.
I feel bad, so I would probably
Next,
tip
Kev.
now that
Now
I
I'll
know
know.
this.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
I've
Hopefully
always known
Kev goes
this.
to your shop.
You're going to have to go to
then.
Foot Locker and tip the referee when they put the shoe on your foot.
Do they still do that?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Because I buy everything on Amazon
Like,
now.
now
I'm
because
sure
suppose
they
someone
will
does their
help you,
job,
like,
we have to
lace
give them
it.
extra money.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's tipping jury here on the Roula and Ryan
Uh-oh.
show at 713-390-KRB. We have a famous person calling in the show.
Ooh.
Famous to the Roula and Ryan show.
Oh. Who
it's
is it?
Eric's hype man, Alex.
Oh,
Alex!
all right.
I don't. Why can't you hear me? Alex!
Oh, hello.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, buddy.
Aren't you Eric's hype man?
up?
It's not rapid fire
Yes,
day.
Alex is hype man.
All right, buddy. So what do you do?
Eric?
I would tip you because you are a very
Although
smart
while
man.
you were out, he started cheering on Rula.
Because he saw me.
Yeah, because
At my
he couldn't cheer
at my
for me,
son's
so he
play
went
date.
for second best.
Wow.
No, I was the best. When you were gone, I was the best. It's not even Steven playing field unless
What do
we're
you do
both
for a living
playing.
again? Do you have a laundry service?
I deliver dry cleaning, like
Okay.
Amazon, but like for your clothes.
Okay.
So do you expect a tip, Alex? Are we supposed to be tipping you and we don't think so? Hold on. Before Alex tells us his answer, around the room, what do we think? Do you tip the dry cleaning delivery driver?
Yes.
I feel like this
Yeah.
is bougie, so
Yeah, that's pretty bougie.
people that
Anybody-
can afford this, they're probably
I
tipping.
would drive to the place
Anybody
and
that's
pick it up.
delivering something to my doorstep is getting tipped.
Well, I thought no, because they usually bring the dry cleaning. You're not home. I've gone to neighborhoods and I see Men's Warehouse stuff hanging on people's doors.
Oh, yeah, it's
Are
true.
people home to tip you? Aren't you just delivering at any random time and you're leaving button downs there?
I'd pretend not to be home, so I wouldn't have to tip.
So what's the answer, Alex? Do you expect a tip as the dry cleaner delivery guy?
I do not expect a tip, but people do tip me. Around Christmas time, they'll leave like little envelopes in the bag that I give them.
Oh, nice.
And so that's how I get the tips.
Well, that's nice because they get to know you. I guess you have the same route all the time?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So then that goes on the same level of like your post person. Your post person has your route. Do you tip your post person? Like, will you tip
Well-
Alex?
Go ahead.
What do y'all think?
I think that yes, because but if they're actually physically carrying the bag around in this hot heat, I think
I've
that they
never seen
deserve
that.
it.
Yeah.
In a truck, I know there's no
I've never-
AC in that truck.
That's a hot tin
I just
can all
can't-
day.
I'm
I'm
I
supposed
can't
to
get over
tip
there.
them.
But I mean, I have like a
I'm
different
not- Give a
mail
gift,
person
give 'em a
like
gift.
every other day.
If you know them, like my parents' mail lady, I forget her name, but she has been the same mail lady for over 20 some years. She still asks about
Wow.
me. So my parents give her like things for all of the holidays.
Yeah, the holidays.
Yeah,
but
but-
not
Because
on
they
a
know
regular
her.
basis.
But yeah, but
now
I
it's
don't know
different.
mine.
Mine changes.
I don't know who my mail person is.
Yeah.